Hello everyone, welcome back. We're going to get started today on part 20 of the Case 310G Dozer restoration project. Today's video is brought to you by Carvana. Get personalized financing on over 25,000 different cars. Just kidding. This is a tarp that Charlie had found on Facebook Marketplace, advertised buy one, get one free for $70. We plan to cut this and hang it vertically in the shop in 14-foot or 16-foot sections, whatever we need, and then hang them on some kind of a roller apparatus where we can section the shop off. We're also going to fill in the truss and then make some kind of a weighted part on the bottom, but that'll be in future videos. The first thing we're going to get started on today is removing all of our cushions. They're kind of old and cracked, holes poked in them, things like this. This one is original to the Dozer. Our old 310 Dozer had this exact same look to it. It's all cracked and brittle, kind of sharp in places. And this one as well is all well used, needs to be put on new. Then we're going to move over to the hydraulic valve. As to be expected, all of the little attachment points are all rusted solid, so we'll have to get the grinder out for those. This side over here seemed to be the worst. See there? Really crusty, some major pitting going on. Sandblaster will take care of that. So let's get the grinder. All right, we have all the mounting hardware removed from the seat cushions. I'm now going to remove the backrest. Then we're going to turn our attention to the hydraulic valve. All right, we have our backrest removed. Put a bungee strap on the little battery box lid so it doesn't get my fingers while I'm not looking. We're going to go after our valving. The first thing I got to do is remove this little leg shield here. You can see the wear from people's pants leg. And then we will have to go after these large lines. Those will probably be fun. Smaller lines will be easy. I think this step has to be removed first before I try to fish these out of there. I probably could get it, but it'll just be easier with the step removed. So with that being said, let's get you guys on the tripod and let's go after our valve here. I'm now going to go after the step. I have two nuts and bolts right here, right there, and there. Then I have a hose retaining clip right here. And then I have two nuts to take off, and of course the bolts are on the other side. Then we should be able to snake this step out of here. Okay, our bolts down deep in the battery box were pretty chewed up from just setting full of mouse excrement and water over the years. So what I had to do was slice the nut with a slicer wheel, and then I just hit it with the impact. Because this bolt was ramped, as you can see, I couldn't really get a good bite with the vice grip. So that's a little bitty tip. You can see it just slices, and then your impact can pretty well take off any size thing once it's sliced like that. So hopefully our lower bolts will be easier. Fingers crossed. These are fighting every step of the way, just like everything else on the Dozer. It's time to bring in the hot wrench and heat these because the lines themselves are twisting with the fittings. So kind of frustrating, but we'll get started on that and we'll see if we can get them loose. We got it. Our first one. On to the next. Okay, we have all of our lines removed. We're now going to drop the valve itself. Success. All right, we have our valve pulled. You can see here that the factory just primed behind this with their yellow or like pea green primer, and then they just painted everything once it was together. Of course, you can see that here with the paint on this. This line is getting awfully crusty. It is still flexible, that surprised me, but they're definitely old and tired. I believe this one has been replaced at one point because there's no yellow paint on it that I can see. I think the next order of business is to remove our battery cables here, remove these two lines right here, and then go after the really large, big lines right there. So I'm going to throw you guys on the tripod and throw some music with this one. Okay, I'm going to catch everyone up on the last time lapse. The frame is opening up more and more. We have our large lines pulled, solid steel lines pulled. They're leaking all over the place. Valves pulled. You guys saw that earlier. Battery cables. More and more parts. You can see here. Really opening up. We have our little shield here that goes on the right side of your leg as you're sitting in the seat. The right hand step, left hand step as well. Throttle linkage, need to get that put in a safe place. There's several bins in it. I would not want to step and change any of them. Looking here at the rear of the Dozer, our next course of action is going to be pulling the two fuel lines they had that way down under the frame rail there. So let's get those taken off, and then we're going to chase down all these bolts along both sides here, and we're going to pull off the seat and battery box and fuel tank apparatus. Put you guys back on the tripod and we'll bring you along. All right, we have both fuel lines removed right there and there. We also pulled our top of our sediment bowl. Doesn't look to be in too bad a shape, but I'll definitely get a replacement. Just has a stand pipe up top, no pre-screen or anything like that. So we'll get this thrown in the proper Ziploc bag. Then we can proceed down the side and see if we can pull the old fuel tank. We'll bring you along. Getting closer, guys. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have our fuel tank and battery boxes pulled. I will be the first to admit it got a little redneck there with the old ratchet strap, but all's well that ends well. This old girl is getting opened up. I love it. We're going to be able to tackle our final drives, transmission, no problem. And then we're in this deep. If you haven't guessed already, we're going for a full restoration. It's going to take a lot of time. There's going to be many parts. Hopefully you guys will stick with me. Keep liking, sharing the videos, commenting. Anything you guys do helps out the channel. Any reaction at all, like or dislike, it doesn't matter. I think I'm going to cut the video right here. I'd like to thank everyone for watching. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe below. That helps out the channel tremendously. And like our Facebook page as well. The link will be in the description below. Thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll see you next time.